Good morning. In a bit of a lockdown state in the UK, I thought I'd do some gear reviews as we can't get out at the moment. This little video is going to be about cooking gear, all the cooking gear I use. We're going to explain each one individual. This one's the Trangia 25UL. I use that mainly for cooking proper dishes like, you know, steaks and rice and all that sort of stuff, on individual proper cooking like you would at home. This is the Trangia Mini. Use that for single camps, lightweight, easy to use for boiling water, MREs, that sort of thing. And this is the standalone burner. I use that for multi-day camps because it's light to carry with the gas system. Once again, same sort of cooking what I would use with this. Mainly for boiling water, for MREs, pot noodles, that sort of stuff. This is all the equipment that, on this side, that goes with this. I use this and that in combination or individually for boiling water. This is a 1000mm pot, and I think that'll be about half. It's perfect size for MREs. Obviously an average cup of coffee is 250mm, so obviously you can get quite a lot out of that if you're more than one person. This is a lightweight windshield. This is used for used on both. Sometimes you don't need it, obviously in decent days, but when it's a bit breezy you do need it. Don't need it on this because the Trangia has got a built-in windshield at the bottom. And that's a general overview what we're going to use, and I'll go into each one individually. I'm going to do both of these together because they are very similar. This is the Trangia Mini. As you can see, it's an easy piece. It comes with these three pieces that slot together with a metal ring, and it comes with the normal Trangia burner. They're clever little burners. That part there is a simmer ring. You can actually use that like that, half open, to allow you to have a smaller flame. I don't actually use it, to be honest. That cap there is the screw cap which holds the mess in place while you're not using it. There's a rubber O-ring on the inside of those, so you can carry it around with it. Once again though, I don't really use it for that purpose. It's purely just as a dust cover. I prefer to carry the mess around in a bottle. Talking of which, that's the bottle. 250mm bottle. That's plenty enough for a weekend camp if you want to. I find that I use around about 100, just over 100mm a day for like cooking coffees and boiling water for some pot noodles and such. This one here, standalone burner. It's the latest edition with they call this the windshield. I don't think it really does much, to be honest. It's got a built-in igniter, so it's easy to light. I use it with these mini gas canisters, the 1100s, because they're nice and light to carry. One of them will do a weekend once again a weekend at least, maybe more, depending on how often you're having cups of coffee and whatever. But it's plenty. When I first picked them up I thought that weren't going to be big enough, but I found that's very ample. I carry two because they are very small and very light, just in case there's a failure with the valve. It's always best to, obviously if you're up in a mountain or a hill, getting hold of a gas is going to be difficult. This one I use for multi-day trips. A 3-day camp. It's perfect. One of these gas cans will last the 3 days. I tested that recently on the Seven Sisters. You can do all sorts of cooking with it, but I mainly use it purely for boiling water, for rehydrating meals such as pot noodles and porridges. That's why I've filmed both of these together, because I've used them for the same sort of thing. I use this for the same sort of thing, but if I'm only doing a 1-night camp, it is a bit lighter to carry compared to this, even with the fluid. These little bottles don't weigh much. I use that for the multi-day camps purely because it's easy to carry and it's light and it's reliable. I find that the mess burners are not that great first thing in the morning in the winter. They do take a little bit while to get going. I use both of these with the lightweight aluminium windshield here, dirt cheap on eBay, weigh next to nothing. I also use it with this lightweight aluminium plate. That's a piece of texture of aluminium from a sheet that I've cut. It's always handy to have. Also very light. And I use it, both of these, with that pot system. These are aluminium. I boil the water in that and use that as the lid on top. They do have fold out handles, which I'll fold one out like that. Keeps the heat in while you're boiling. And once I've done that, I turn that over. Vacuum packed pot noodles can go in there with the hot water, obviously. Same with the vacuum packed porridges. That can go in there with the hot water, saves carrying the packaging and the bulk. This is a lighter I use to light them. Obviously not that one because that's got a self-igniter, but I do carry it as a spare anyways. I find this is ideal. Because the Trangia is down, holding the lighter, because you have to, if I open it up you'll see. As you can see now, I've taken the top off. The mess actually sits quite low down, and using the normal lighter in that situation you're going to end up burning yourself because they're not ideal. These little tiny jet lighters are perfect because they give out, you can't see it, they give out an angle flame. You can point it any way where you want and it'll light this very simply. That's right, we've got heat. You can't always tell with mess burners that they're actually on. It's definitely heat. You can feel the heat coming off of there. I think you can just about make out a flame coming through now. What they do, they heat the core. There's a fiberglass core underneath those little rings, and that heats up, and eventually all the flames come out of them the little rings at the sides. It eventually looks a bit like a gas burner once it's running. Some people like to wait for that to do that before they start using it. Personally, I just start using it straight away. You might as well use the heat that it's generating. You can boil around about 500 millimeters water, which is enough for a coffee and a pot noodle, in around about 8 or 9 minutes. Obviously, no one's in a hurry. If you're on a camp, you're relaxed anyway, so you don't need the speed. It's getting nice and hot now. This one's different. This one will boil 500 millimeters of water in around about 2 minutes. It's very fast, especially if you have the gas up high. They are controllable. You adjust the valve here to create a different size flames. So it's that easy. So we've got both running now. Very simple to use. You can see the Trangia's getting plenty of flame coming out of there now. They're not the safest things to use if you're cooking inside a tent, I have to admit, unless you've got a decent amount of room. I think these ones are a bit safer to use, personally. So you can get a nice roaring flame out of this if you turn it up. So you can imagine it's the same sort of power as cooking on your gas cooker at home. I'll turn it off. To shut the Trangia down, basically what you have to do is get your simmer ring and plop it over the top. Hopefully this will go okay, sometimes it doesn't. Just like that. It's out. If I took that off now, that would be out. See? Simple to use. What I do, if there's any mess left, I pour that into an empty cup and then pour that back into the bottle rather than leaving it, the risk of it leaking overnight. Overall, they're very simple to use. It's just perfect for short camps, for basic cooking, just for hot heating water, cooking an MRE, cooking a pot noodle just for a coffee, etc. This is my lightweight system. Multi-day camp, single, overnight camps. We'll look at the next Trangia next, the bigger Trangia. Now look at that in more detail. Right, this is the 25L, the Trangia 25UL I think it's called, the latest version with the anodised pots and frying pan. It's a brilliant system, to be honest. You could use this for all your cooking needs if you wanted to, but it's quite a bulky little item to carry around, I suppose. I've got the big gas canister attached. I don't actually use it with one of them. I actually use the small one again because you don't really need the big one. That would last you for, well, you get probably a week's worth of cooking out of one of them. I actually use those bigger ones to refill the small ones with using an adapter system. They're aluminium, obviously fully anodised for the pots and pans. Aluminium kettle. They hold around about 300mm, I think it is. I use this with a gas adapter. You can also use this with the standard Trangia mesh burner. I prefer this system using gas. This is a Bulin gas adapter. Sits in where the normal mesh burner sits. It's a clever system. It's built-in windshield. It just lifts off easy. Like that. Use these hooks in various places. Down for using that. Also you create a concealed burner there, so it heats up pretty quick, very quick in fact. You can use it for the pots. And to use the frying pan, you bring them out and the frying pan sits on top. This plastic insert is to stop scratches in the frying pan when it's packed together, and it also makes a little chopping board. Trangia actually make one for this, but I've been having trouble buying hold of one, so I made it out of a cheap plastic chopping board. It comes with a handle which can be used for the pots and the frying pan. You can also use it on that as well. I find that doesn't really get that hot. Once again, it lights with a lighter. It's quite a clever system, to be honest. It's a bit more clever than the other one. Gas comes down here and it goes through a preheater first, so it's better when it's cold. It's a quick tip: when it is cold, you can turn these upside down and it will create a better burn like this. You Only really necessary if it's like freezing cold temperatures though. So once again you can tell it's a nice fierce flame. A lot of power there. And very controllable with the valve on top. I use this for mostly over just one night cooking. I don't use it that often anymore, to be honest. It's a shame because it is a good system. But I use it if I'm out cooking a proper meal, steak and onions, proper curry using individual components. It's perfect for that. Yes, it's very controllable, very fast, and very lightweight. The burner comes with a little bag. Now it actually fits inside the kettle to fit in. Just slide it all together. I'll slide it all together now so you can see how it goes together. And so let it cool down a bit. Right, we're back again. We'll slide it all together. You remove the windshield. You take out the gas burner. It's cooled down now. There's a slot in the side built especially for the adapter to go through. It goes in its own bag. There is you can buy the Trangia version of this as well if you want to spend out a bit of money. The Trangia ones I think is about £45, whereas this Bueling one is £12. I think it's a copy of it basically. When I brought it I didn't know whether this was going to slip in there. As you can see it does, it fits in there nicely. It goes over the top. This goes upside down. That goes in. Two pans slit together, goes in. Kettle goes in. That goes on top. They go down. And that goes on top on there. Comes with a strap. There we go. The only trouble is with this, as you just see, you can't fit the gas canister in there. So you are carrying it separately. We'll get the scales and weigh out, see how much it weighs. Right, with the Trangia 25 with the gas adapter inside, 964 grams. Not too bad. I don't know what it includes. No gas though, so the 110 size gas canisters weigh around about 200 grams when they're full. It's a good cooking system. A little bit bulky for hiking, but perfect for normal camping. If you're just not going far and you want to cook proper meals. There we go with the other system. Both of these use the big pot which carries in the net bag. Bottom pot. The gas one folds up on itself. Easy. Into its own little bag. Fits inside there. I use this with a spork and the windshield. A little cloth, and the gas also fits in there as well. As you can see, it all fits in quite well. Makes for a very compact system. Bear in mind everything is in there, including the gas. I do carry a spare gas separately though, so obviously allow for that. But it is very small and very compact, and that weighs 925 grams. That's everything, bearing in mind. I'll take that apart slightly and fit the Trangia into it. You'll see how that goes. Obviously you don't need the gas. You don't need that. The burner goes in its own little bag. The Mini comes apart very simply. Once again has its own bag. The burner fits in with the bag. Windshield. Mess. Wrong way around. And spoon. It's 250mm mesh there, so it's enough for 2 days if you want to use it for 2 days. Once again, that goes over the top. Oh, got me rag. Once again, compact. How much does it weigh? 960 grams. So very little in it really. That's the advantage of the gas, is speed and ease of use. For the weight is more or less the same. So that's the systems I use. I hope you liked that little video. Might give you an indication of what you might want to choose for yourself. All okay. You could use them all of them for proper cooking. This one you could buy a little tiny frying pan to go with it, and you could have it a full cook system. These are just the things that I've sort of got used to and I'm using now after the last few years of camping. Well, that's the end of that video. I hope you liked it. Gonna do some sleeping bag and other gear reviews later. Gonna do some garden camping at the weekend, as we can't go out anymore at the moment. I've made up this fake wall behind me to add a bit of authenticity to the video. I hope you like the cooking reviews. Might give you an indication of what sort of system you want to use yourself. It's a bit of trial and error really, and find out what works best for you. I do like the gas because it's fast and convenient, but I also like using the normal Trangia burner because it's very nice having the traditional real flames, using traditional methods. Takes longer, but it doesn't really matter. You're not in a hurry while you're camping. I call this video an end. Click like, subscribe if you want to see more. Catch you later.